Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I'll showcase a really easy method to create an AutoFish hack in Minecraft. Now this works by detecting a certain string in the subtitles which corresponds to the sound your fishing rod makes when a fish is caught. From then which I simply press right click using the program and I cast to get the fish and also cast back the rod. Now initially I had multiple ways to actually make this. I had two choices, either make it visual or based on sound. Now the visual one, I had the wrong string, the rod string that moves whenever the whenever the bobber went underwater, and also the bobber itself, which changed its color from a vibrant red to something a little dimmer and was moving. Initially I wanted to create something that detected the change in the bobber so that I can actually cast back when the program detected a change in movement or in color. But then I found out real quick about a much more easier way. Sound subtitles, which is a Minecraft thing which you can see your footsteps and all of your sounds are visualized in the bottom right corner. So that's precisely what I did. I used this to my own advantage. And let's just get straight to the point. And this is the code here. As you can see, it's 40 lines of code. If we exclude the debug code, which I included for you guys to help yourselves fix if something is not right. And as always, I'm using Windows API and MSS to take screenshots of my screen. In order to detect text, I use a library called EasyOCR. I tried multiple other libraries like PyTesseract, but I quickly run into the problem that I needed an actual path to run inference on. So an actual file exists on my computer, not just like a NumPy array. I also tried the Keras OCR, but then I quickly just gave up on it because it seemed like too much. And I saw EasyOCR, which from the name, I wanted to see if it's really easy. And yes, it is really easy. You can simply run inference on NumPy images. So now let's analyze the code real quick. I first defined the region in which I want to take a screenshot of. I got this region by just simple trial and error. I would have this code over here to see where my screen is getting recorded, and I would just change each time these variables a little bit until I became satisfied with the results. I initialize MSS for recording, and I also initialize the text reader for English. There's also other languages you can use it with, so which is pretty cool. I make some quick definitions for two variables, just simply correspond to the Windows API codes for when the right key of your button is down and when it's pressed up. Now I enter in the main loop. As you can see, I'm sleeping 800 milliseconds, almost 1 second. Now the reason for that is because I do not have an CUDA and available GPU. Therefore, I have to use my CPU for inference, meaning that if this program would run faster, my CPU usage would be higher. Right now with this setting, with 800 milliseconds of sleep time, I get about 60% usage of my CPU, which is honestly really fine. I'm really fine with that. And the text detection latency is actually pretty well, as I'll show you right now. Let me put this in the corner here so that the program can detect the text. And I need to wait for the actual EasyOCR to initialize. As you can see, it says neither. Okay, there you go. And now it's working. So as you can see, yes, it is taking 800 milliseconds for each detection to be made, but it's more than enough to detect that the fish bit the fishing rod. And as you can see, it works. I'll talk in a bit why this program casts the thing back and then throws it away and does it another time, which is kind of weird and odd, but I found out why pretty quickly. So let's actually close this. I have a key to close this. I just have to hold it. It beeps so that I know that it's closed. I take screenshots of the region and I convert it to black and white. Reason for this, as previously mentioned in the video, it is much lighter on the CPU and on the memory itself. This is the actual inference being made. Reader.read text frame, and this detection result will give me a list that contains multiple tuples with each detection in it, and I'll talk about that in a second. We have here Windows 32 API get async key state. Precisely, I'm checking if this key is being held down, and if so, I'm just going to break out of the loop. Now I enter in the loop, which will extract all the results from the detected text that was detected in the screenshot on the bottom right corner. And now this is what I want to talk about. When I looked into Easy OCR, I found this documentation website which allowed me to visualize how the actual output is organized, which is exactly what I needed to learn how I can extract all the data for myself and however way I want. So as you can see, it's a list, and the elements in the list are closed in normal brackets. So that means they're a tuple. It's kind of like a list, but 3 elements each. First element is probably the coordinates or something, which I really don't care. And the second one, which is an index 1, is the text, which is exactly what we need. Also, the third one is the confidence at index 2. We really don't care about that. So I is the index of the specific tuple which we're talking about, and we get the text by indexing from the tuple 1. Also, this over here, it's supposed to be just for debugging. I'll just delete it real quick. Just place it there so that you can visualize it more clearly. Next, I check if my text, of course lowered, is equal to fishing bobber splashes, which is what Minecraft has when your fishing rod catches a fish. It makes like a sound. As you can see, fishing bobber splashes. I'm going to highlight that. All right. Next, I press the right mouse to retract the fishing rod, sleep a random amount of time from 20 milliseconds to 110 milliseconds, and then press the right mouse again to cast again. In theory, this shouldn't cast the thing twice, like this. It shouldn't do that. Now, the reason why this happens is because even if we caught the fish already, the text will still be for a longer period of time on my screen. So it will still appear in the screenshot after I caught the fish. So then it will make the program press the right mouse again the second time, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't really matter. There is no issue to it, so we don't really have to worry too much about it. And then at the end, if you break out of the loop using the key which you press, it will just print by into the console and beep at a high pitch so that you are aware that your program has closed. Really simple. It is super simple, and actually let me give you a quick demonstration over here. All right, it started since it said the message. Actually, I should put it here in the corner because look, it's detecting this text here. Oh, there you go. I could just honestly put it on max screen, maximize it, and that would work too, but I want you guys to see the actual detections here. Second time, and now I can just eat my grapes and let the program do my job. Perfect. And for the CPU usage, since I would like to show this as well, it's at like 65 maximum, which is not that bad, but it's still pretty shit. Yeah. Let's quit. All right, cool. I liked it. Now let's address some concerns with this program. Now, recently, in my previous videos, there were many people that had issues with the actual mouse movement of some other projects that I showcased. Now, I didn't do too much investigation with this, but what I did manage to conclude is that, for example, when I was with my friend and I made him download the trigger bar, a color trigger bar I made for CS2 just for fun, just to mess around in Wingman, the clicking didn't work using Windows API from C types in Python. But when he installed the library for Windows API and then he tried using that, that worked. And for another guy, with the Windows API library for mouse input didn't work, and C types worked for him. So it's really strange. I don't know why this happens. It's probably because of the version of Windows, what privileges you have, and all that crazy stuff. So if this program doesn't actually, it starts and you confirm that it actually starts and it works, but the right down and the right, so like pressing the right mouse button doesn't work, then I suggest trying to use another library. Of course, I'll put the program down in the description on my GitHub so that you can have it for yourselves and you can mess around with it. Also, if you're unaware how you can download these libraries and how you can configure them, how you can just run this program, try watch some videos online, since I can't really help everybody, which kind of sucks, I know, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. I know it was a pretty short video, but I just wanted to showcase this. Thank you. See ya.